everyone, and welcome to our final countdown for the Household Kickstarter campaign. My name is Elena. I'm joined here today by producer Guilherme Goulart and designers Rico, Sirignano, and Simone Formicola. How are all of you today in these final 30? No, not 30. 50
56,
hours?
56 hours remaining, I think, something like that.
Well, how are you? It was an exciting weekend. We unlocked a bunch of stuff.
Yes, it was an exciting last 10 days, really. A campaign with a really, really nice pace throughout the central part. So really exciting to wait for this final rush.
I see lots of names from, I guess, very different cultures in the comment section. If you guys want to say hi and say where you're watching us from, I think that would be really cool. How are you, Guilherme? How was the weekend?
Weekend was good. I have a uncharacteristic baritone, deep voice thanks to some coughing that I got over the weekend.
Me too.
There you go. Simone and I are we've but doing fine. You know me, my notes that I'm very excited. We're entering the final 50 something hours of the campaign. Just as Simone said, it's been incredibly gratifying to see people very excited about the product, very happy about what they're seeing. And on our side, we're just happy to bring you more. I don't want to get into spoilers just yet, but we'll be happy to show you some of the stuff we have in mind and in stock for you.
Very cool. I see, before we start our campaign and review for now, still no laminated beards. So I guess this is an inside joke from the comment section.
Yes. Our fans know we like to exaggerate, and when since one of the last Kickstarter we made about a small graphic novel, we laminate the title. Now they want us to laminate, and now we are laminating household logo on the books, on the bookshelf. They want us to laminate more. And of course, more means my beard, right?
Your beard, not in the book. Your.
No, we are. Oh, it's a far away stretch goal.
Yeah, that's
we will come there.
It's a secret stretch goal, right?
It's a secret stretch goal. I should ask my wife about it, but in my opinion, she will be.
Once, I think before the pandemic, we made a gift to Simone with small Christmas balls for his beard. So at Christmas, Simone has this huge beard with all the bows and the little stars.
Christmas decoration for beard.
Yeah, and it's a true story.
That could be a stretch goal. Like it's a Littling-sized Christmas tree.
A Littling size. Littling finding in the beard of Simone.
Well, shall we start? I think many people already joined us. Many people will join us throughout the whole thing. It's just the nature of live streaming. But I guess we can start, right?
And yeah, did we just reach a new stretch goal?
Yes.
Oh.
Sorry that we won't be able to post the update just yet. We're all here.
We'll do.
We'll get to that soon. Yes.
Yeah,
We've reached wall for it. Well, let's start then. So first off, what can you tell us about these?
So just as we were speaking, I think on the last live, we had just, I think, shown but not reached the contract cards just yet. So this is the a set of mini cards with all the ancestral contracts for every folk. So it's a very nice way for you to have very handy your concession, your counterparts, the things you gain and things you have that are due to you as a folk. But also because this sort of wraps these packs of cards that we wanted to offer for household, We also the weekend open an option for if people want to buy more cards, sets of cards, they can do that. Those are extra, by the way. If you have a Mouse Rider pledge, you're already getting all the card sets. If you'd like to purchase more, there's an option for it. But we also on the I think it was yesterday, just yesterday, we added the pack of cards to the digital PDF. So if you're on a house guest, Littling, or even Mouse Rider, everyone gets the PDFs. You also get a version of the cards added there, which was something that we saw many requests for during the campaign. We're happy to bundle that into the current stretch goal that we had.
And what can you tell us about the contracts themselves, Rico and Simone?
Well, the contracts are, first of all, they are the only kind of magic that we find in Household. So many of the mysteries we've unlocked so far also unlock the different personal contracts that are going to be featured in the contract deck. And well, we have mainly two kind of contracts in the game. The first is the hereditary contract. That's the kind of power you inherited from your folk. So, for example, when the masters first arrive in the house, first you build the house, the fairies were driven out of their land, basically, and so they needed help to survive. So they made a contract with the star. That's the contract we are looking at right now. It's Star Child. So since that contract, every new fairy that is born in the house got wing and got the ability to fly. But also every hereditary and personally contract comes with a counterpart. So, for example, all fairy in Household or fairies are bound to what they sign. So as the star can stay up in the sky, so the fairy can go in the sky and can fly. But as the star have to be true to their names, because navigators and wanderers use the star to
guide themselves.
Yeah, as guides. So stars have always to stay true to their name, to their position, and so fairies also have to have this counterpart for their contract. But there are also some what we call personal contracts, which are basically magic power you can acquire in the game, and those are very, very rare in Household. You have to do something very extraordinary to gain a contract, and you will find them inside the books, of course, and in the contract deck.
Cool. Well, and I guess there was counterpart to this stretch goal particularly, right? We also get the digital version.
Yep. So that was one of the stretch goals we crashed through on the weekend. We bundled that together with the current stretch goal that we had. So all backers essentially are getting all the cards added to their digital packages.
Really cool. Now I have a question. Before we move forward, I have a question, and this is a question from me. If the Littlings are not, like, if they don't follow their hereditary contract or their contract in general, they face terrible, terrible things.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are those? Is it a secret? Is it a spoiler?
No.
Something.
Of course, terrible things are just nominated in the quick start because they need a little more knowledge of the lore. But basically, when you breach your contract with an household forces, the entirety of the house and the household forces turns against you until you find some way to fix your mistake. So, in the example above, if a fairy signed a contract and then just failed to do what he or she signed for, this fairy should begin to have such, I don't know how to call them, misfortune that grow bigger and bigger and harder and stronger and more dangerous as day passes in the character sheet, as you know, there are several levels of terrible things, and each day you pass it without doing something to fix your contract, things happening to you becomes very far more dangerous. Like first time you trample or you lose your weapon while you are fighting, or you lose the word while you are talking, or you can't remember things, and after a tons of time you are just, I don't know, walking in your home and a giant spider following you. It is the other extent of terrible things. It's the house asking you to restore the natural order of things inside the house, which is everyone followed their contract. And so they are terrible things.
These are indeed terrible
Yes,
things.
yes. You will find a lot of charts to generate also randomly inside the books the effect of the various level of terrible things to have a laugh and to make an adventure of a Littling very much more dangerous, because breaching a contract is the worst thing possible for a Littling, also morally in some case, because it's like denying what you are, who you are. And when you have wings because your forefather made the deal with the star remember, it's not free. Nothing is free.
Yeah, contrary to popular belief, these contracts were not made to be broken.
Really cool.
Never.
Now, I see a question here. Is it? I don't speak enough Italian to be able to answer it, but I guess you guys probably do. So how is translated?
Boggarts got a contract that is called Dear to the Heart, because they were the only Littling that remained in the house when the master came for the first time. So basically, they decided that, let's imagine that before the house was built, the Littlings were all united in one little folk. They were the little folk. Just then the master came. The master started building his own house, and the Littlings had to decide what to do. Some of them decided to stay and made a contract with the heart. That's the fire that's in the fireplace of the master. This contract gives them the strength of the master and the dimensions of the master, so they have the ability to become very big and strong, like a Hulk. They just enrage, and they get this kind of power. And in Italian, this is called sbroccare, which is a play word because it's a way we have in Roman dialect to say to get angry. So when one's when you sbrocchi, you just lose your head. You get angry. But it also has a reference to the brocca, which in Italian is the jug. So, and that's because the first Boggart who has to use his power used it to get rid of this jar that they used as a prison. So a Boggart was put inside the jar that was his prison and used this power to break the jar, basically. So in English, it was kind of hard to translate this, and it became Juggernaut because the first Boggart exploded out of the jug, so he goes Juggernaut, and that was the whole idea. Sorry, it was long to explain, but it was one of the most difficult things we have.
Wordplay, yes, we face in translating out.
We had to translate. So in English, Boggarts go Juggernaut.
Yes.
And you managed to keep both meanings, because Juggernaut also means something that cannot be stopped.
Yes.
Exactly.
And the jug. Oh.
Yeah, it was hard because without all we have some things that were easy to translate, but some other that were
Tricky.
Tricky like this one, but I think all in all we handle it great. Also thanks to Katerina that is watching us, and that our translator, and that had to work with all these little things that we have in house. Also, for example, Star Child, you have seen from the fairy folk. In Italian is Figli delle Stelle, that means Sons of the Stars. That's the name of a song, a famous Italian song. And we managed to keep Star Child is one of the Kiss. So we managed to keep the musical reference in there, and we try to keep everything as close as possible to the original version. I think it's cool for that we, the authors, are part of the translation of the game, because we see a lot that when you translate a game, it kind of lose a lot of its flavor. But I think it's good that we are, with Household, we can do this that ourselves, and that we can at least try to keep the flavor of the game.
Yeah. Well, let's move on then. We also unlocked another very special stretch goal that has been heavily requested for a while now. So let's take a look at Hannah and Bonbon, of course. What can you tell us about her? Now, let's start this time with Gaio and the whole how to translate the arts into 3D.
Before I get into the figure itself, I just want to make a note here that I had a lot of fun adding little bee emojis everywhere on the comments. Like we just couldn't wait for Hannah and the Bumblebee Bonbon to be here. She was a very, very nice sculpture to work with. There's a lot of fragility in the way that thing has to be delicate and very fine when it comes to Hannah. One of the things that we worked on a lot was also the Bonbon, the Bumblebee, because the way that it's going to be very small in plastic, right? In the screen that doesn't look as much, but that's a lot bigger than a real life miniature. And then we had to make sure that everything would appear and would translate correctly, from the details on the wings to the antennae kind of hanging close to the head, to the mandibles. So there was a lot of work in getting Bonbon look and feel, the size close to Hannah. And then, of course, on Hannah herself, it's all about how soft the whole pose is, the way she's tenderly holding Bonbon close to her, eyes closed, the vest coming down, and sort of everything around that scene of the two coming together. It's one of the earlier figures on sculpting wise that we worked on. So one of the secrets we had to hold on to for some time. And for me, I just couldn't wait to be able to show people the figure and bring her to the.
We're all kind of bad on our throats today, right?
Yeah.
This is fine. Sorry, I just got these, and it's not a question, but secret stretch goal. Xulu Death May Die Side Bonbon.
That was the very first thing the Italian audience asked us when we say, okay, we are joining Simone. They were all, at least 10 of them, like, can we have a giant size bonbon like Cthulhu in Death May Die? That was the first. Yeah.
And then you as a player can hold the big plastic bonbon
and use it as the deadly weapons bonbon is.
Yeah, Katerina has a better idea here. She recommends a plushie, probably more comfy than a plastic, like 2 kilos of plastic.
A great fan in Italy who cosplayed as Tsarina Arcadia, who made their own Bumblebee plushie. It was marvelous, absolutely stunning. But things like these, we very beautiful. Yes, we deserve a bonbon plushie.
We do.
So that can be maybe stretch goal number 2 after your laminated beard.
Yes. But together with my laminated beard, why not?
Again, why not? It's like the $1 million
Laminated
stretch goal.
plushie of Bobo.
Laminated plush. Well, do you guys want to tell us a little bit more about Hannah before we move on?
Well, of course, Anna, as you can see, she's adorable. She's from the cupboard. She was like, I don't know if you know the movie The Sound of Music, American movie from the 1960 something. And that kind of energy. She's the biggest of 7 children, I think. So she has a lot of smaller brothers and sister, and she's in charge of the farm, of the family farm. And she's, of course, she's a bumblebee handler. So she's between a farmer and a falconer. I don't know how else to put it. And also she's very ambitious, and she wants to
Go to the big city.
yeah, go to Australia, where that's the capital of the fairy realm, on the table and on the chandelier of the dining room. And she's one of those characters that's very, very sweet, but also very, very strong. So
Harmony.
yeah,
She has this shepherd,
yeah,
what shepherd vibe to her, like Bo
yeah.
Peep or something.
Yes.
Let's just get a question really quickly here before we move on. So, are the miniatures the actual size of the Littlings? Actual size in
Basically, yes.
quotes.
They are figures. They are not.
Yeah, they're not miniatures. Always keeping in mind that the house itself can vary its own dimensions. So the house is bigger on the inside,
Yes.
like some other stuff from the sci-fi literature. And so you will find some that's, for example, the city on the table, Australia, it's bigger than the table. And that will be explained in the lore. It's something that has to do with the contracts. But basically, yes. Funny enough, when we originally designed Household, we used Blood Rage miniature as references. So I would say that Littlings are pretty much Simone size miniatures.
Yes, they are.
Well, moving on, I guess. We already addressed this last week, but last week we had that very special stretch goal where we asked our backers to collaborate and vote. And of course, Daniela got right to work, and we even showed the first custom Joker on the last live stream.
Yep.
Yes.
But we do have a second one, right?
Another sketch.
Yeah. Let's take a look at it, and maybe you guys can tell us a little bit about this guy's story.
So this is the Marquis of the Piano, Tristan Delarme. And Tristan Delarme is one of the main NPC you will find in Household.
Yes.
And he's a Slua that was taken from the basement during the first Household War and raised as a fairy in the realm. And he grew up to become the Marquis of the Piano and protector of the Duke. And he's a very dark character. He's the kind of sad Baroque character, but he's also kind of cool. It's very loved for these reasons. And I had definitely no doubt that people would have voted for him. And in fact, as you can see from the chart, he's like 50%. But also Daniela was already working on him. She was sure that
he would win. And he's one of the historical characters in Household that you will meet in person a lot, playing the saga of the Fragile Piece. He's one of the characters around which the main story, let's say, of Household heavily revolves, particularly the last 2 chapters.
And in particular, there is one character in the saga of the Fragile Piece that somehow earns a ticket, an invitation to the great Yule Ball that took place during Christmas in the piano, and have an encounter with Tristan Delarme. And this is Guillermo might know him. He's a duelist armed with a clock arm from the basement.
Yeah.
But
But maybe more about that soon.
maybe more about later.
Yeah, I just love this sketch so much. So much potential. Just the inviting nature of Tristan there is so cool.
Well, we are now half an hour into our stream, so I guess it is spoiler time. What do you guys say?
Yes, I think so.
Definitely.
I think so.
All
So,
right.
Guilherme, what do you have for us today?
All right. So one of the things that we've been seeing a lot of people ask for is something that we're bringing as an add-on later today. Do you have the slide for it?
I do, and it is here.
All right. So this is the complete figure set. A lot of people were saying that they wanted a nice way to bundle all the figures instead of buying them all separately. So this is a new add-on. These are just to be clear, if this is the same figure sets combined into one with a $10 discount. So this will be coming up at 65 later today. Once we finish the live, as usual, give us a moment. We'll put that up so you'll be able to add to your pledge. But that's just a nicer and more combined way to get them all in one package.
Yeah, I've been seeing this request a lot past few weeks, days, I guess, since we reviewed figure set 3. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the things where people are, and we wanted to make sure that this stayed as a way that if you'd like to get them, you can get them. They're not mandatory. They're not getting your pledge if you don't want them. But now there's another new way to just in a single bundle and for a special discount to get them all in one go.
Yeah, very nice. These are 18 characters, right? Of the 24 we have in the saga.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. So yeah, these are 18 out of the 24, and many of the others we've already seen as stretch goals. They are part of the Mouse Rider pledge. So with the Mouse Rider pledge, you already are getting, if I'm not wrong, 5 at the moment from the Saga the Fragile Piece, and these
Yeah.
are the other 18. Yep.
Plus, you get actually 2 more
Extra.
because you get 5 of the saga, and with the Mouse Rider pledge, you also got Alexandrine and Achilles that are both extra characters that are outside of the saga of the Fragile Piece, and they also brought with them new mechanics, new vocations. So
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a very nice combination of new figures with new gameplay.
Yeah.
And I think now it's a bit out of the can, but we also wanted to show you the next stretch goal, which is the final figure of the set, Santiago Villar, this Luwag duelist. We hit the stretch goal as we entered the live. We just posted that a few moments ago. So Santiago is added when we reach the next stretch goal. We're adding him to the Mouse Rider pledge. So Mouse Rider has the 6 figures from the Saga of the Fragile Piece, and then the figure set has those 18 we just saw, has all the others for the complete set of 24. Now the important part is, while Santiago is the last character of the Saga of the Fragile Piece, that does not mean we're done with figures just yet. We are working on more. Like we said last time on the live, if you like what you're seeing so far in the household, we are working on more content, more rewards. So there are more figures in the plan as well. I don't want to get too much into them because they are completely and brand new stuff. So we'll see how far we can push into there. But back to Santiago for a moment. So this is one of the characters that we absolutely knew is a fan favorite. People love him. Just basically everything about him. Just such a cool duelist type of character. He's the son of a hero, or so he claims, right? And I got a chance to play with him a few times. I'm very partial to him, of course, and I'll let the guys talk about the story. But on the figure itself, it was one that we also spend a lot of time to get the look, the pose. It's one of those that do not translate directly from the concept art, just because so much is reliant on shadowing. Just not seeing his face well, and sort of the way he carries himself. We had to study a lot to make a very nice miniature for him, and also the clock hands. Like all those open spaces, particularly the one next to the clock hand hilt, the clock hands behind him, those were very intricate and details and sculpting to get just right. And of course, I don't know if it's possible to see, but you see on his base there's the basically a clock around his base with the numbers pointing there. So it's all about that the clock hand duelist to his figure.
And what can you guys tell us about the character of Santiago, Rico and Simone?
Well, he's first of all is one of the first character we made for Household. He's obviously one of the coolest. He's also very carefree, and he's also he's described as a coward, but in an honorable way, and it's something very strange, something peculiar of its of the academy he went to learn the art of the lancetta, which is the clock arm. Because Vilesian duelists such as Santiago believe that to be a coward, you have to actually care about the mission more than you care about your honor, more than you care about yourself. So it's something like it's a higher moral ground to know when you have to betray someone, or when you have to run away, or when you have to throw the sucker punch, when you have to play dirty. And
win whatever it takes.
Yeah, whatever it is. So for Santiago, it's all about getting the results. And Santiago is supposed to be the son of Don Ramiro Villar, which was a famous duelist during the Household War. And to prove that he is the rightful heir of Don Ramiro, he had to graduate to the Academy of Vileccia and learns the art of the lancetta, the dueling clock hand. And so he does that, but when he finally comes to inherit his fortune, he discovered that the great imperial army have somehow taken the palace of Don Ramiro Villar as an embassy. So he's deprived of all his fortune. All he has left is this clock arm, this lancetta that he receives from one of the old friends of Don Ramiro. And he decides to leave his mother, his beloved mother Maria, in Vileccia, and to travel around the house to make his own fortune like his father did. So very, I would say, very, very fun character to play with. This
and what's his full name again?
Yeah, I have the book here. This is the first edition, and he's Santiago Garcia Vilfredo Eduardo Ramirez Villar. So, the kind of name you would expect from the son of a house famous duelist.
Absolutely.
Really cool.
He's such a joy to play. I had a lot of fun. It's easy. I found it easy to get into his shoes. Kind of the whole bravado, right? It's all about there. It's just projecting yourself and your confidence. Even though he's already he already is of fame, right? Here it comes from that. Very cool. To me, it's all about like that hand against the hip, kind of holding the cape with those angular details. To me, it's just so cool.
Before we move on, just a quick hello. My name is Santiago Villar. You stole my father's fortune. Prepare to die. And now immediately moving on to
Nailed.
If you are pledging for the Mouse Rider level, what are the optional items included? Not included. The optional items not included. Is this correct? Card set, miniature set, pre-made character sheets.
Now,
Gaia, you take that.
So the Mouse Rider already has the cards. It has the pre-made character sheets. Only the figures, if I'm not wrong, the figure sets to be clear, the figure sets 1, 2, and 3 are not included as part of the Mouse Rider pledge.
Exactly.
For the cards and for the sheets, it's just a nice way if for people to want to buy extra copies of sheets and cards.
Follow-up question. Also, does the dice set in Mouse Rider Pledge have the pouch like the one in the optional buy?
Yes.
we unlocked as a stretch goal on day 1, if I remember correctly. Also, the dice set of the Littlings has the same dice pouch that we unlocked as a stretch goal on day 1.
Yep.
I see that the community was already helping out here, but just wanted to give an official answer from you guys. So I guess we are nearing the end of what we have for today. Do you guys have final thoughts you want to share with us? And do you guys watching us, just right before we get to you, if you have questions, throw them in the comment section. We still have a few minutes left. We'll get to them.
Yeah, this is the final live, right? I'm like, it's been such a very cool campaign. We are coming down the final 50 odd hours into the campaign. We're very happy to bring you all that we've brought so far, but also spread the word. If you're excited about this project, let your friends know, because there's more in stock. Like I mentioned, there's more things we've prepared, and we're looking forward to see how this last few days will go. If we get far enough, we'll maybe, what can we get? A lot more stuff, perhaps even a laminated beard.
And the Plushie Bumblebee. Gaia asked for some spoilers. Gaia, I want to say that we are sorry. We had hoped Santiago would be a spoiler.
Yeah.
But you guys were too fast.
Also, I can say, I don't know if I, but well, nobody can stop me. So I guess I can.
Wait.
Oh my God.
Wait.
No, I can say that the Italian audience that already have the first edition of the game, they're being all very know-it-all and very witty with the other guy. Yeah, we know it's missing Santiago and Xana, but I would only want to say that they are in for a surprise as well. That they don't have to be. I know they read the books, but also the movie rendition has their surprise. Let's say like Game of Thrones. You cannot be one step ahead with the books.
Well, that was
fine.
It was fine. I didn't have to cut your audio or anything.
Already on the.
Okay, I see one more. Will there be another miniature set?
So there won't be another miniature set in the sense of an optional buy, but I did mention we have more miniatures, or I should say figures, that we're working on. It's all up to our great backers. How far the campaign goes. The more stretch goals we push on, the more we can review.
Cool. Another cool question here that was asked before and I missed it. So sorry for re-asking. That's fine. But do you think there's potential for Household to expand outside the realm of tabletop RPGs? Those awesome Littling figures look like they would be perfect for a board game.
And Simone is taken with a crisis of cough.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly that moment. Yes, I agree with you.
Someone behind me hitting, so I can't lose me. Typical response during a crisis.
He's back. It's fine, guys. Crisis averted.
I was about to make some spoilers. No, we don't know.
Well, it's one of those things that, like yourselves, we also get excited with the idea. It really depends on how well things go, and we're very happy with what the campaign has done so far. It is a historical campaign for 3LM, so we're very excited with the response. We have 50 something hours to go, but it's the idea excites us as well. It's a hard maybe, Olivia.
Definitely maybe.
Yes.
um yeah, now the hype is out there already. Has Rico a spoiler control device on his wrist?
Yes, but it's broken. Unfortunately.
I could not, I was unable to tase him in time.
Only one.
It's not enough. Sorry.
Well, I think that's what we had for today. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for watching us. I'll go through each of you to say a final message to our backers and to our viewers, and then we'll head into our final 48 hours. So starting with Guilherme, I'll go clockwise.
It's been a real pleasure to be on the campaign, working with Rico, Simone, and Elena here, along with the rest of the team. Household is just one of those very special, very unique RPGs. It's been great to work as a producer coming in, and like I said before, spread the word. Let people know you're excited about the game, bring them into the campaign, and we can get even more stuff unlocked.
Moving on to Simone.
Thank you everyone for following us, speaking about something, everything, I don't know, nothing. During this live, let's see. Let's really see together. We have a lot of surprises in store for everyone, every single one of you. So,
Oh, convenient cuff. Yes. Each one of them has a different device.
That's the skill I want to master. Convenient cuff.
I have. I was born with.
And finally, Rico.
What can I say? This has been a very short campaign and very condensed. As always, at the end of the campaign, it seems like we have been here since 2 days or 2 years, and it's impossible to say. We have received a lot of love, especially from the new backers, from the international audience for Household. Of course, we are very proud of what we are doing. We are very happy that we have this chance to bring Household to a wider audience, and we are very happy with the response, of course. So what can I say except thank you everybody for staying here. Sorry for our hideous accent. We are working on them, and hopefully next year it will be better, and we'll see where we can go with this campaign, and you'll see that we have some surprise left. So please spread the word, and also you Italian guys that are here thinking you already know it all, you're in for a surprise. And thanks, of course, Elena, for hosting us. I think it's here.
Yeah. Thank you all. You have been great, and the audience has been great as well. Thank you so much. I had so much fun, and I hope you all have fun in this final 48 hours. They tend to be quite hectic, so you're in for a ride. See you all very soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.